Were there any critical collisions? A problem often is that collisions of measurement machines happen but go unnoticed, or their criticality may be unclear. This could lead to unsafe maintenance decisions where you just go on measuring even though the measurement stability of the machine might not be given anymore, or you have too much downtime or maintenance for collisions that you overestimate. Solution in Apollo is that Apollo always and 100% notifies you about any collision that happens on any of your machines. As we can see here, for example, with this machine having had a critical collision, or this machine with the collision status that is in warning state. If a collision happens, this also appears here in the event log on the right side. And as you might know already, this is something that you can subscribe to. So you can configure the system in a way that always when a collision happens, you get a Teams message or an email. So let's take an example here and go to the global machine, which has a collision in the warning status. We click on the card to get into the machine detail view, and then we click on the icon showing the warning collision here. Then we go to find the latest warning event, and then Apollo automatically configures a time range in a way that we see the latest warning collision in the plot in the bottom. This is what we can see here. This was the collision that happened on the 8th of March. We can see that the deflection of the collision was actually below the warning limit, but the speed was above the warning limit, causing this collision status to be in a warning state. What is it that we could do now? So as we can see here, the machine actually performs master part measurements. So here we can see that the machine is out of spec since 2 days. So obviously 2 days ago, a master part measurement was done where one of the parameters was out of the limits. We can see the critical artifact here and the critical parameter here. So now we go to the last 7 days to load the critical parameter and then take a look at the plot in the bottom. We can see here the historical measurement points in green and the prediction in this lighter green with the confidence in yellow. And what we can also see that is that here on the 8th of March, actually master part measurements were done, and also the day after on the 9th of March, and those master part measurements were inside of the critical limits. So obviously the machine was inside of the limits also after the actual collision, meaning that here this machine didn't go out of spec because of the collision that happened, meaning also that this was actually not a critical collision, changing the behavior of the machine. So as the user with the according rights, which would normally be a measurement room supervisor, for example, we could go now to the settings of this machine to sensor parameters and then to the collision status here and just reset the status, confirming it here, and then the machine collision status turns green again. So in summary, the added value here is that of course collisions happen on your machines, but they go never unnoticed anymore with the help of Apollo, and you can also assess their criticality, meaning that you don't have too much maintenance or downtime anymore due to overestimated collisions, and you don't have any risk anymore regarding the measurement reliability due to underestimated collisions.